Good evening, welcome to season number 15 of Next Gen. It's round number 8. We are at the 2/3 way of the season, and it's the Group A1s first time around. We are at Imola, and we are in the wonderful BMW M1 Procars, which always producing quality action, because they're probably one of the best cars to drive in the game. It is a top 4 reverse grid race, so that means the top 4 in the championship, which we'll go through shortly. They'll be starting at the back of the grid in reverse order, so they all have a bit of a challenge to get back through the field. Joining me for qualifying, because he can't qualify himself, is Jack.
Hello everyone, good evening.
How are you, mate?
I'm very well. It should be, I say, an exciting race, but this track always throws up some nightmares, so never be too sure.
Yeah, it's always a cracking track. I always love driving around Imola. It's a great track to drive. And you've got a few facts whilst I try and get my laptop to work so I can get the point standings, because I can't find the original event thread on the phone.
that's fine. Yeah, I sent a few facts to Jordan in terms of we do each week, in terms of just giving everyone some background information. First things first, the M1s have never been to Italy before, for that matter, or even Imola. This is the first time that the Group A1s or any form of a Group A League has ever been to Imola, even back in the full Sierra Cup days. So it's been a long time coming, really, for us to visit Italy. I know this is twice now. We were at Monza 3 weeks ago, obviously, for the M3 identical race. We've got some other facts too in regards to that. There's only ever been one multiple winner in the races that we've had in the BMW M1 so far, and that's the man who's at the front of the top 4 reverse grid qualifying race, and that would be Jamie. He's won 2. Everyone else who's won 1 race would be Scooby, 1 High Mofo, Whitford 0. Off the top of my head, I've just forgotten the name. I do apologise. I've got Tro246 just in front of me, and I don't want to hit the back of him as I try and concentrate on that. So it's not really a car that has had many multiple wins, to be honest, which is an odd one considering, but that's how it is.
Yeah, it's slightly weird, but although probably not majorly weird, because obviously the tracks they go to can be quite style specific. For instance, Spa Historic, very specific circuit in the fact that you need to trust the car through every corner, because it's such a quick circuit. You need a nice flow.
That's true, and Scooby himself has won this round. He's won in the M1 once. That was, I think, 2 seasons ago. So actually, rather last season it was. So it's a difficult car, really, to drive. As Scooby and him were talking before about it, and he says with this car he does enjoy driving it, but Imola's his bogey track, to be honest. So I think that's rubbish. He normally does quite well, so I don't really think there is a bogey track for Scooby G. So I'm sure we'll see him probably win tonight. Yeah.
I will apologise now if there's a few quiet spells. I'm not 100%, so I might be blowing my nose or taking a bit of a drink. I'll tell you what, who's coming across the line? Who's going to have some decent pace? Johnny as Adam. Royston, Lightblade. To hell with it. Let's go on board with Tim for a lap of Imola.
I would love to give you an overview of that, Jordan, but unfortunately I've got to set my lap.
I'm already on it. So we're coming up through the first corners into the first set of S's section. Tim on the grass is not ideal. Flick it through the right, flick it through the left. Should be flat through the left-hander. Yeah, Tim is running a little bit wide. Through the next left, I haven't actually got my map up, so we're doing this by a bit of watching. So if you flick left, 9 right. Careful on the brakes, because the back end, you will lose the back end if you're not careful due to the weight transfer. Into the hairpin left, again, pretty simple. Tim's down to first gear. Get it tucked in, power your way out. Try to keep the angle as shallow as possible. The next right-hander. Again, flat. Then hit the brakes through the 90-degree left-hander. Don't run too wide. Flat over the crest now. As you then head down towards the flick right, 9 right. Touch your brakes, flick through the right, hit the brakes again. Very tight 90 right. Again, don't run too wide or get hit with a penalty. And then on the power as soon as you can. All the way down to the chicane. Very tight chicane. It's, yeah, you don't want to be touching the sausage curbs, and you can't really run wide again because of the penalties, even though that's where the natural line goes. Flick left, down the hill, and then you'll flick it right into quite possibly one of the worst corners in history, really. 90 left, obviously downhill braking, so you've got to brake a bit earlier than you think. Flick it through, and the next one is just a bit of a lift off, get it turned in and back straight on the throttle. Then your back round to the start and finish line, which is through a flick right, and then to the line. As my throat gradually fades away. So Tim, that lap 154.1.
I'm sure as the lap times go on through the session, they will get quicker. Lionel Griesby, funnily enough, on provisional pole at the moment, which would be one hell of a story. I don't know if it'll happen, but I know for a fact that Matty, otherwise known as Lionel Griesby, is a massive fan of the M1 and he loves Imola. So I think if he can keep the car on the circuit, it could be a decent result for him.
To be fair, and I know this from experience, Imola on the controller's not bad, as Lionel Griesby ends up in the wall. No, it's actually not a bad track for the controllers, and it's because a lot of the corners, the controller, you have a lot more turning angle initially. So it means your changes of direction are a bit quicker than on a steering wheel, weirdly enough. And it just means you can take stuff like this chicane down here that little bit quicker, because your angles are that much tighter, but you're still carrying similar speeds.
Light Blade's looking a bit quick as well. He's got stuck behind Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny's not exactly looking too slow either. He's not far off the pace of Lionel Griesby there.
But admittedly, you know, we are only really on like lap 2 or maybe lap 3, really, for some drivers, looking at it in that regard, because, you know, it's a long lap and it'll take 4 minutes to have set the first lap, so that'll give us, you know, an indication. And if you've run wide at the second to last corner or even the final corner, it validates the next lap, which I think is second to last corner is a bit of a joke. But
well, even the last corner is a bit of a joke. It doesn't really have a lot of bearing when you start. And if anything, if you run wide here, or even cut it, you're not going to gain a lot on your next lap. You're still going to be doing the exact same speed.
Yeah, like Blade on provisional pole, but I think Adam's going to go quicker.
That is a very quick time, actually, from Adam, a 150.4. I'd expect that to probably be one of the top times, or one of the times the likes of you, Scooby, and Jamie would achieve.
I'll say this much. I know for a fact that Scooby, myself and Jamie are all quicker than that, but it is early days yet, and the tyres, especially around here, doesn't matter what car you're in, do take time to sort of settle into a rhythm. And if you make a mistake, you run on the grass, it's going to cause problems. I mean, I'm looking at Adam currently, he's a second up already on his best time in the first sector. I think he'll find more time than that. I think he'll threaten the 48s.
Yeah, on board with cockpit cam then with Adam for the rest of the lap. As we head down to Aqua Minerale, I've actually got a map now. Up the hill, nice and smooth actually through Aqua Minerale, as you head up towards the Variante Alta. I would apologise if there's any San Marinos and Italians out there. Runs just about keeps two wheels on the track, which is absolutely fine, but not very quick through the chicane, to be honest. As
he's still up on his best time though.
Yeah, down to Rivatsa then, and Lightblade puts in a 150.0 whilst we're watching Adam.
Providing Adam doesn't get the final corner wrong, he's right on the limit, he should get away with it.
Down to the line.
If he's got away with it, it will be pole. I don't see anything that he's done wrong there to have lost a second.
There we go, I'm on 48.9.
That's more like it. And I think everyone will get quicker as well. That's for certain. It is a nice track to sort of ease yourself into, and the grid is actually quite well matched across the board. Down to Shadowstock, who's just got on a little bit quicker himself then. 5 seconds cover. Actually, no, if you really want to take it from 4th to 11th, we're looking at 3 seconds tops.
Well, at the moment,
sort of in the zone in that group, so I'd say Adam and Lightblade are sort of by themselves.
Yeah, you've always got like Class A of Adam and Lightblade right now. Class B, probably D Whitehouse 7 to 11th. Shadowstalker, I think he's got more pace, but we're obviously yet to see it.
I almost cut over you then, Jordan. I do apologise. Bob Mark 1 just spun in the most awkward place. He just got out of the way of the following car that went past him. Someone is in pits in 7th. It's Tim. Tim's in 7th, and he's out qualifying a fair number of cars, including
Omega,
which is a surprise as well.
Omega, maybe to be fair though, Omega doesn't really have a lot of experience in the M1.
No, that's true. Maybe this is his first time ever in the M1, I think.
Maybe this might be a big learning curve for Omega, because he's more used to like a Megane. You know what I mean? He's driven other Group A's, but in later races this season, he's been more acclimatised to a Megane or a front-wheel drive touring car.
Yeah, he has driven the M1 once. That was earlier this season when he was running. He did put a really good qualifying session in to go 4th as Adam goes even faster. He's now down to low 48s. 47s are possible in this car for certain in this lobby, but as Gary gets on the power, he's coming out of the last corner. That's not bad. It's a little scruffy on the exit, but he'll get a decent run. And I think Gary's quick. We all know that Gary's quick for that matter. He's the former Group A1 champion, of course. I just think if he had more practice, he'd be fine. He just doesn't get the chances. He goes 6th now. And he goes off. Ooh, you've got to be careful. I was doing that during practice. He's done exactly the same thing, although he's saved it wonderfully. He'll get a slow down, but that first corner, you can get sucked in on the braking zone and just run onto the grass and spin. It's quite easy to save the car, but it's so easy to get it wrong.
As Bob Mark 1 gets it all wrong up at Piratella. Just a little bit too quick.
Tell you what though, that's a really competitive sort of midfield there between, you've got Bob, Tim, Royston, Burntfry. Let's not forget Burntfry got a podium earlier on in the season, and Tro now is right in the mix with that too.
Yeah, I mean, how's Shadowstalker getting on? He's just coming into Piratella. He runs wide, so that's going to be a lap, either invalidation or penalty.
You're going to slow down. Sounds like he's sort of taking it. He'll get another lap though.
He'll get, he should get another lap. He is halfway around. As Burntfry goes 7th.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Now I've raced Burntfry in different leagues. Obviously, the Clio's one of them. I've raced him in GT Sport. As he loses the back end, planting the barrier, coming out of Tamburello, and that's session over for him. Interesting driver. He's quick, but sometimes can't quite, especially on P cars too, can't quite get that extra edge like he can on GT Sport.
I think he will. I think given time. I think this is the thing with all debutants in the Project Cars 2, they always find that sort of transition difficult. Shadowstock is just going to make it to the line. He has gone quicker as well. But I think that every debutant finds the Group A1s as a full season quite difficult. And it is, to be fair, that transition, regardless of whether you've come from another game or you've come from, you know, just adapting to Project Cars, it is difficult. And but to be fair, he's got a podium himself this season, and I think he'll improve. It's going to take him time. I think if you look at him and Lightblade, both two drivers who've come from GT Sport onto Project Cars team this season, are doing a great job. Lightblade's definitely got the consistency over Jordan, but Jordan's got the results as Lightblade comes to the line.
Who's quicker? Within a second of Adam.
I think that's... And Lightblade over the last few... He had a slow start, and he did have a few races with us last season, but he is slowly but surely picking his way up the grid, and this is what it's all about. It takes time. It takes time for everyone. I think Johnny's next to the line. It's
not only that, though. I mean, Lightblade... The racecraft... As Johnny goes quicker himself, 151.3. As 9 Greasby does not improve. Yeah, it's not necessarily just about the pace, it's about the whole racecraft, because the racecraft between GT Sport and Project Cars 2 is completely different. You've got to have a completely different mindset. You know, GT Sport is very much an aggressive game. If you're going to make a move, you've got to make it there and then, because it is quite hard, due to the way all the traction control and all that thing works. It's quite hard to get a move done on the exit. Whereas Project Cars 2, you can afford to sit back a little bit and plan your move. But Shadowstock, can you get within the 154s? The answer is yes, you can get in the 153s with the 153.8.
Brilliant lap.
Into 10th.
I've got to say, before everyone decides to quit back to the lobby, I've been really impressed this season with Johnny. And I want to say Royston as well. I know he's down at 11th, he hasn't had the best of qualifying sessions. But those two have definitely taken steps this season towards the front. That's for certain. I'm going
to add one more name before you go, and that's Bob Mark 1. He's gradually making his way up as well. But session over. Adam Morris takes pole position from Lightblade by just under a second. So possibly favourite for the race here, Adam, if he doesn't make any mistakes. Johnny heads up row 2 from D Whitehouse 7. Liner Greasby starts row 3 alongside him, Omega 1984. Row 4 consists of Brent Fry and Bob Mark 1. Tim 78 is in 9th with Shadowstalker 10th. I don't know if that might be Tim's best qualifying result so far. I'll check with Jack afterwards. 11th is Royston, 12th is Trout 246. Jamie then heads up row 7 in 13th with the Les 14th. Jack 15th, and Scooby G, as per the rules, starts smack last at the back of the grid. And this should make for an interesting race here at Imola. So here we go then, we're at Imola. Lightblade has left the session for some reason, but we're 3 red lights, we are green. Anna Morris gets away well. Here comes Liner Greasby. He's getting past web user Johnny, coming up towards Tamborello for the first time. Bit of shuffling behind, as that is DY House 7 looking to pass Johnny as well. Johnny all over the curb. They're still side by side going through the left hand part, and that's DY House 7 into the wall. Oh my god, someone's flipped. Is that Jack? No, that's not Jack. It's Scooby G, he's on his roof. Luckily he has a reset button. But I don't know what's happened there. Someone else is spun coming into Villeneuve. But big news then, Scooby G at the back of the pack. And Jamie WRX, how the devil has he managed to get up into 3rd place? Half a lap, he's into 3rd, and his prospects of the title are looking brighter. Oh, and the Les has just been absolutely punted up the rear by Bob Mark 1. Bob obviously releasing the throttle, not gaining anything, as Jamie stays in third. The Les now followed by Shadow Stalker, who's up into fifth. Side by side with Johnny. Good exit that from Shadow Stalker. He might get a run coming down towards Ravazza. Down the hill towards Ravazza. Adam Morris leads. His lead now 3 seconds. Burnt Fry has had an issue there. I think Burnt Fry might be near the man into the wall. Out of Tamburello, but Royston now has DI House 7 behind him, who has Jack behind him. Down to Tamburello then. Jack down the inside of DI House 7. Collision between Royston and DI House 7. Royston spins. DI House 7 has continued. There's been a fair few scrapes and bumps here. Scooby G now into 14th. Meanwhile, it doesn't look like anyone's really... Scooby G goes down the inside of Burnt Fry. No real defence from Burnt Fry. He knows it's not really his fight. Line of Greasby gradually being reeled in now by Jamie. Down the hill. Into Ravazza. DY House 7 does have a penalty now. Meanwhile, Omega, I believe, has just got past Shadow Stalker there. So, not going too badly. He's in 7th right now. Jack has made his way up into 7th. Shadow Stalker next on his list. All over the back of him. Looks to make the move on the main straight. He's gone around the outside of Tamburello though. Shadow Stalker's going to make him work for this. Well, he doesn't really in the end. Jack gets the move done. I thought he heard a rise of revs. Shadow Stalker off. At Tamburello. Omega, Jack behind. Bob just ahead. Bob off. Bob runs wide into the gravel. That's going to give Tim a place. And Jamie has now got past 9 degrees beat. He's into 2nd place, but he's good 5.7 behind. Drake also passed Omega in the meantime as it heads to Aqua Minerale. There's Burton Fry. He's up into 12th. Where's Scooby? Scooby's now 10th in the standings. Bobby, light blading, he had a malfunction. No idea what happened, it just backed out and he's furious. You didn't click the back to race central button at all, did you? In the results screen? Because if you do that, it doesn't ask you if you definitely want to do it. It's a really annoying system. If you just press the button, it takes you back out to the main menu. But right now, not a lot happening other than Webby's a Johnny on the back of the Les. Haven't seen much of the Les so far, but he's here. Didn't touch the wheel at all. Yeah, I don't know, mate. That's a strange one. And really harsh. You were looking quite good for pace. You could have been potentially scrapping with Adam there. So we're 4 laps down. Say 4 laps down. We're on lap 4 of 12. Yeah, likely. We're looking forward to that battle. Now, I'm having to watch because I think he just lost a bit of time, has Jack. He was gaining at a significant rate. Looks like he's just had a bit of a slide or a moment somewhere. Scooby G, I believe, is in front, yeah, now of Tim. Coming down towards Ravazza. You know, Bob Mark 1 did have good pace earlier. He's down to 13th, but he is trying to catch back up with Shadowstalker here for 12th place. There's Scooby G, there's Tim. Line of Greasby. Give me 1 second, I just got to blow my nose. So you watch Line of Greasby coming through a hairpin lift. So, Line of Greasby there. He is gradually being caught by the Les. Now, Johnny has company in the form of Jack. Jack's a bit too far behind at the moment. But he will now be in the mirrors of Johnny. Oh, a bit of a weird gear change there for Jack. It's almost like he went down to second before he went up. No, he hit the... Yeah, he went up and down, I guess, to potentially stop a slowdown penalty. As they go across the line. Jamie gradually reeling in Adam. He's now 4.7 behind. Whether he's reeling him in enough as Jack continues to look at the back of Johnny coming into Villeneuve. Another hairpin left. So down towards Aquaminerale. Flick right, 90 right. Better line there from Jack compared to Johnny, but I don't think it's really going to matter coming up towards Varianta Alta. It's got a tight chicane. It's very rare to see any moves through this chicane. But Johnny does go slightly wide. And Jack all on the grass as well to get the move done, coming down towards Ravazza. That's a done deal. The man in second place in the championship. He's only 10 points behind Scooby G, and he's heavily outscoring him right now. Well, I say heavily outscoring him. I think Scooby's about 2 places behind him, but he is outscoring him. Oh, Mark 1 has got past Shadowstock, because I don't know what's happened there. But he has also got a penalty for it. Or for corner cutting at least. Omega's found himself out the back of the pack. Very unusual place to find Omega, I'm not going to lie, but see what he can do. But the Les, he's on the back of Line of Greasby. And Jack disconnects. Oh, God. Jack is going to be fuming. Jack is without doubt going to be fuming. Because he was outscoring Scooby G. And the title just slips further away from Jack. He was the closest to Scooby G. Light Blade, another one bites the dust. Yeah, not a good, really. Hopefully Jack will join us in commentary. As the Les gets very close to Line of Greasby, slides down the inside into Ravata. They're still side by side, they've collided. And now Johnny's here. How can Les keep that? He can't keep that, surely. Now flat on the decks. He's just run Line of Greasby out of room. I don't think Line of Greasby would be too happy with that. Oh, he's tried around the outside of Tamarella. That's a hell of a move. You want to watch the stream back? Yeah, it doesn't even look like... Yeah, that's a great move from Line of Greasby. Now Les on the grass, coming in towards the hairpin left. There's collision behind. Scooby G, web user Johnny. I hate to say this, Scooby, but that looked like a very late lunge. That's a very late lunge on Johnny. So Johnny's not going to be happy about that one. Jack has rejoined. Meanwhile, DYO7 and Tim are having a bit of a battle. Hello, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
It's not gone well, mate.
It's been messy, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Been very messy. No, the whole... I've been disconnected again. Beautiful.
It's becoming your art of recent times, is it?
I wish it was an art I could do without, to be honest. Yeah, a bit, you know, disappointing, really. It's another one to...
Well, as Jack completely loses internet, and we'll see if we can get him back shortly. But Line of Greasby still having to fend off the Les. Rutosa down towards Piratella. Now we go. Say down towards, up towards. Line of Greasby defends well as we head down the hill towards a Varian Aqua Minerale, sorry. Oh, he's back.
Hey.
And side by side between Les and Grand Line agrees into the Variante outer, and Les gets the move done. Set it up through Acquaminerale and completes the move very fairly as well this time. See the chicane, although he's now gone wide through Ravatsa, and Line agrees retakes the final step of the podium. You just can't take your eyes off this battle for one moment. As the Les now draws back alongside, going through the main straight. Up towards Tamburello. Yes, Line agrees, we're going back round the outside. That's a great move. For the second time this race, Line Greasby has gone round the outside of the Les into the first turn. And now Scooby G looking very interested, and he's got past the Les going into Villeneuve, but he wouldn't surprise me if he's got to go visit the steward's office. Light Blade saying wow to the move Line Greasby keeps pulling off. It's an absolute blinder.
Good to see Light Blade leave. What happened on his end?
Apparently, according to the comments he's been commenting, he had a malfunction. No idea what happened, it just backed out. Apparently he didn't even touch the wheel, so...
Gutted he'd have been on for a good racer.
I think he'd been battling Adam, to be honest. But I'm not going to lie, Jack, I think Scooby G might be visiting the stewards after this race. For a move on Johnny going into Tosa, the hairpin. Quarter of the way through the lap. But at the moment he's going to look to make a move on Line Greasby for potentially third place. Down into Ravatsa. And he's only drifted through the corner, kept it within bounds. And he'll get through the second part of Ravatsa into third place. Great bit of car control from Scooby G, I'm not going to lie.
My game is still loaded in, so I can't see. I'm literally just watching Adam. He's doing a great job by himself.
Yeah, he's. I've not really seen much of Adam today. He's done a Scooby G, hasn't he? He's just gone at the front, not made a mistake, and just gone, I'll see you at the finish.
And as you say that, he runs slightly wide and backs off for his penalty.
I believe that was probably through Piratella. Very easy to do, actually, through there.
Now we're back in business. I could see you've switched to Line Greasby, who will be desperate to keep the pressure on Scooby G. I've got to say, this has been Line Greasby's best ever showing in the Group A1s.
Here's another man who's had a great showing tonight. NGR Tim, he's up to 9th at the moment.
And he's doing a great job. Really, really great job.
I believe we've also lost Omega. I think Omega's retired from the race.
Someone's in the pits and someone else is disconnected.
Omega.
Yeah, so the other person who disconnected was me. Which is a shame, because I knew that was a chance for third, just to take points off Scooby. But I am saved, fortunately, with the two lowest results. However, if it happens again, that's me out, pretty much.
Yeah. No, it's a bit of a saviour having some drop scores. As Jamie goes to Tamburello, this man had a great first lap.
He managed to avoid the accident. Oi,
as he almost has an accident on his own.
Although he's got enough time, I think, to play with on that one.
I mean, at the start, were you secretly hoping, as someone else is now retired? I don't know who that is.
Scooby.
Is it Scooby? Yes, Line Greasby's third.
A bit of tic-tacs coming in from Scooby there. Has he retired or disconnected?
I'm unsure what's happened here.
He's retired. I wonder if, one, he's either A, playing a bit of tactics, which I must stress is not allowed in the Group A1s. Cannot be retiring just for the purpose of a bonus of a score, and if that is found, then you will face a further sanction on it. Adam is coasting very, very slowly then.
It is the last lap. He doesn't really want to throw it away, does he?
That's true. He's very gingerly slowing down. In fact, Jamie's catching him here. Hang on a minute, what is this?
No, this is Adam Morris. He's not going to let Jamie win. He will take the win, surely.
This would be a farce if he does. Nah,
yeah,
okay.
Jamie slowed down, yeah. Adam Morris wins then from Jamie, even though the timing screens decide they're going to mess up, as per usual, from Project Cars 2.
What a result this is.
Drive of the day.
What a result.
And overtake of the day. In fact, overtakes of the day. And Jack, I'm going to probably clip them and send them to you, because they are quite possibly overtakes of the season.
His first ever podium after, I think I'm right in saying it's about 52 races. He's finally got himself a podium. What a result.
And I let Jack call that, because I think Jack could be very proud of that moment. For Lion agrees beat. Johnny missed him across the line, but he has finished 4th. The Les has gone 5th and he's gone skating across the gravel. Brent Fry's tried to flip the car. He's failed in doing so in 6th. DY has a solid result from Dave as he punts Brent Fry to space. Although Tim might get 7th due to penalties. This will be interesting to see. And I think that might be one of Tim's best results, if I'm not wrong.
I think Tim's best ever result is a 9th or 7th, I think, back in season 10 at Bath, season 9 at Bathurst, I think, actually.
Royston 9th, Shadowstalker 10th, Bob Mark 1, shame, looked like he had good pace, but he's down in 11th now. And Trey 246 will round out the runners.
Scooby has sent me a message saying that he'd crashed into the back of Johnny and said give the back position for his mistake. I wonder if that was it. Because it was the last lap.
But to fully retire is a weird one.
It would disqualify you, wouldn't it? And it has disqualified him. It wasn't a retirement.
Anyway, let's have a quick recap of the results. Adam Morris does take the win, even though it says Jamie, the game sucks, basically. Jamie 2nd, Lion Greasby 3rd. Johnny comes 4th, Elias 5th, Brent Fry 6th, and yes, Tim did genuinely get 7th because of penalties by 0.8 of a second in the end.
Just to the record, he's just equalled his best ever finishing result with 7th there.
DY House 7 8th, Royston 9th, Shadowstalker 10th, Bob Mark 1 11th, 246 rounds out 12th. So Scuba G got disqualified for not taking a penalty, and whoever it was host migrated is a moron and went to a...
Omega was 14th and DNF.
Yeah.
15th DNF and Lightblade technically 16th with a DNS. So it was a bit frustrating that start because me and Scooby got caught up in something. I don't know whether it was Royston or White Day. Whitehouse was facing the wrong way, and it was a complete accident. There was nowhere for me and Scooby to go. We both got absolutely railroaded into the wall.
I mean, I'll be honest. Were you secretly hoping Scooby didn't have a reset button then? Because he was on his roof and a turtle.
No, I knew he did.
Oh. It'd be nice though, wouldn't it?
Thanks to a former season in the Group A's, as it was known back then, when he got stuck on his roof. I think it was Rouen, actually, the race before you started commentating, funnily enough.
Really?
I'm fairly certain it was, if I just quickly check my...
No, it couldn't have been Rouen, because I'm pretty certain I've commentated all of Rouen.
Season 11, your first race with us was Donington. That was his DNF when he went on the roof, and he didn't have a reset. I'm
pretty certain Rouen might be my second race commentating, I've got a feeling. Because I'm pretty certain I've done all 4 Rouen, because Whitford's won 3.
Yeah.
Because Whitford
But
won the first three.
that's something you've got to find out.
Trawl back through the archives. Yeah, an interesting race. But where do we go next? Round number 9, let's find out. And obviously the laptop will obviously have to load the world in.
We're off to the very, very fun world of Rouen, which is why I
Are we
mentioned it.
back to Rouen? Ooh, are we in a specific car?
We're in the M3s as always.
Okay. This time no Whitford.
No.
It's a bit of a shame. It's his own backyard. But it should make for it always makes for a good race, Rouen. It's a difficult circuit. It's a bit like Bannock Bray, isn't it? It's very tight, very nadgery, very easy to crash. Who knows what's going to happen? But do join us next week for that one, because that is going to be a great race. Next up, modern touring cars, round Imola. Jack, you'll be hoping to push that Astra to the limits like you did last time we were here.
Yep.
Just try not to disconnect, obviously.
Don't try me.
So do join us in about 5-10 minutes for that one. But from myself, Jack, and the Group A1s, thank you all for watching here at Imola. See you next week.